Good morning, biology students at DeWolf High School. This is me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. This one is Interactivity, Multicellular Life. It can be found in Google Classroom. It is number 11 in this version of biology, period 2, fall of 2025. This may change in future years, but for today, number 11 in the biology section that we've been working on, cell transport and structure. All right, so we can click on the link, it gets us into the textbook, and we will get right into the exercise with the interactivity. This builds on the osmosis lab that we did previously. This builds on the specialized skills where we were observing plants with bean pods and the mass going down because of the salinity of the soil and the water, and it shrinks because of the vacuole and all that good stuff. So now we're going to get into multicellular life. All right, so the multicellular life, we have levels of organization for our cardiovascular system. So what they're showing us here, we have 6 slides that we're going to be going through. So we have a smooth muscle cell. So this is the cell level. It's an individual smooth muscle cell that can contract and relax. And then the next level we go to is tissue level. So from cell to tissue. So the smooth muscle layer contains a group of similar cells that help regulate blood pressure. And then we go to the organ level. So tissues get built into organs. So arteries are made of tissues needed to transport oxygenated blood from the heart to the body cells. And then lastly, you have an organ system. So our entire cardiovascular system is made up of blood vessels and the heart and other parts of the system. Includes organs that work together to transport blood throughout the body. Okay, so that's slide 1. Slide 2, instructions. Take a look at a different system. Drag the pictures in order to show levels of organization. Just like any other online textbook assignment, make sure that you are doing the exercises because it is a self-graded thing. All right, so here it looks like we are in the waste system, so we got to figure out which one is a cell versus a tissue versus a organ versus a system. So first one's pretty easy, least complex is a cell, and then you're going to put the other ones in order for yourselves. I'm not going to give you the answer because it's pretty obvious, so we're going to go to slide number 3. All right, so cell specialization. The structures of many kinds of cells are directly related to their functions. Take a look at a few examples. So we're going to go through these 4 examples, and then you're going to be answering a question based on that. Squamous cells provide a thin layer to facilitate rapid diffusion of material through the cells and into another layer of tissue. Stellate cells have long extensions that provide a physical connection to easily communicate with other cells far away. Discoid cells have a large amount of surface area to quickly diffuse substances in and out of the cells. And then lastly, we have fibrous cells. They're long and heavily packed with contractile protein fibers to enable contraction and relaxation. So the question is, based on that information, which of these cell types would you expect to find in muscle cells? So would muscle cells be a squamous cell, a stellate cell, a discoid cell, or a fibrous cell? So you can answer that question there. Move on to slide 4 of 6. Here's the introduction for slide number 4. Some cells have different kinds or numbers of organelles to support their specialized functions. This diagram shows the levels of organization involved in producing insulin, a protein hormone needed to control blood sugar. Click on each hotspot to learn about specialized functions. So make sure when you are in this assignment that you are clicking on all 4 of these gray circles. All right, pancreas, the organ. The pancreas is an organ that produces both digestive enzymes for the small intestine and hormones for the bloodstream. Clicking on number 2, the islet of Langerhans, the tissue. The islet of Langerhans is an area of tissue in the pancreas with cells that produce insulin and glucagon, proteins that signal other body cells to increase or decrease their uptake of glucose from the blood. Third informational dot, the beta cell. Each beta cell within the islet of Langerhans is responsible for producing insulin. And then lastly, we have down here the endoplasmic reticulum, which is the organelle. The rough endoplasmic reticulum within each beta cell contains ribosomes needed to produce insulin, which is a protein. Okay, so we've read through all 4 of those. On to slide 5 of 6. This says, think about it. Propose an explanation as to why beta cells would have a greater concentration of rough endoplasmic reticulum and ribosomes than some other cell types. So propose means based on the information that you have read about in slides 1 through 4, why might this be? Okay. So we have a diagram of what we read about in the past. So you can go back to slide 4 if you need to read through those things again. And then lastly, we have a question based on this graph. So the graph shows the percentage of the cell that mitochondria fill by volume. The greater the percentage, the more mitochondria. So what is the function of mitochondria? Why do heart cells have a higher percentage of mitochondria than liver and pituitary gland cells? So if mitochondria are like the energy, that's where energy is, the ATP, okay, which I just told, that's the function. So why would heart cells have a higher percentage of those than maybe a liver or a pituitary gland? Think movement. The heart is constantly moving, right? So you want to develop an answer based on that. And that is all 6 slides for the multicellular interactivity in your Savas textbook. I will attach this tutorial to the Google Classroom assignment, and I will see you back in class.